Hey, it's Oska from the Frontrunner Colombo.
And Tom from the Frontrunner Colombo.
And we have a very special guest for you guys today. Tommy, who is it?
We do indeed. Back-to-back Olympians. I feel like we might be big time soon. But today we have Sam Tanner on the show. Two-time Olympian, multiple New Zealand champ, and probably has the filthiest moustache on the New Zealand distance running scene, closely followed by Belch. But yeah, he's a frother of life, loves everything to do with the ocean, surfing, kite surfing, fishing. You'll see him out there on the boards, but he's more formally known as New Zealand's fastest 1500 meter runner over the last 10 years, I would say. He's close to Nick Willis's record, but I don't think it's got too many years left under his name.
So I hope you guys enjoy this one as much as we enjoyed recording it with Sam. He's a great guy. He took us through a whole bunch of stories, traveling the world, lining up for races and enjoying his sport. If you do enjoy this one, make sure you flick a like or a subscribe across Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or our YouTube channel. Link back to some of the previous episodes, give us some feedback, and we can't wait to see you next time. Hey, it's Oska from the Frontrunner Colombo.
And Tom from the Frontrunner Colombo.
And you are listening to a midweek special of our Run Spesh podcast, New Zealand's running specialty podcast, where we talk today a little more serious than our normal nonsense. This will be released on a Monday afternoon for your midweek listening or viewing pleasure, wherever you decide to listen to our podcast. Tommy, who have we got?
Well, I'd say we're pretty privileged, actually. What is it, 2 Olympians in 2 weeks?
Yep.
We're doing pretty good. But Sammy T, we got Sammy Tanner on the show today. Had Camille 2 weeks ago. But Sam is down for some pacing duties this weekend, so we thought we'd
toad on that.
steal the chance to get him on the pod.
Yes.
Yeah, by choice. But yeah, Sam, how's it going? How's training been? How's life?
Good, mate. Good.
All as well?
Love New Zealand, and it's a good life.
Yeah. Well, actually, you were just in Fiji. How about that?
Yeah, brown boy over here.
Good tan.
Do some swimming.
Got some swimming,
Some
Nice.
surfing.
some diving,
He was literally staying on a yacht.
45-foot sailing kit.
You
for
obviously don't get seasick.
10 days.
No.
Nah, Melissa did for, well, actually saying that, when I first got on the boat, I was like, never been seasick in my life. Got on the boat and I was like, oh no, this is going to be terrible. We were in the harbour and I was like, seasick.
Oh no.
And I was like, I think I'm going to vomit. And then I went to sleep and I woke up and then we went through choppy seas and I was fine the whole time.
Right.
And I was like, no, I think that was just
You're just a man of motion.
the plain, like, no.
Yeah. And speaking of motion, you don't spend too long on one space, right? So you've traveled all around the world this year.
Yeah.
That's true.
Globetrotter. Another Globetrotter on the show.
Globetrotter. Well, Tommy, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tommy on the Globetrots.
Spent a little bit of time.
I mean, can we ask about the Andorian drug dealers? Or was that like on the down low?
There was definitely some drugs
There was some-
in Andorra.
yeah.
What was it? That you buy testosterone on the shelf in a pharmacy there.
Yeah, that's nothing.
That was whack. We did not buy any. Just clearing that up. But it was there.
We don't-
Tom.
we don't want them to see coming in, they knocking on
Let's
doors.
start again.
I think Saxon and Dylan went into that pharmacy. They were the ones, and Staples actually. They were the ones that told me about it. So we had no idea. And
It's
then
Flixinase, I
and
swear.
then Hayden was like, "Oh yeah, I never buy anything from anything." Like he gets all of his supplements posted from New Zealand.
I would too.
He doesn't trust
Yeah,
any of it, which
No,
is so
even meat.
fair.
I was like,
Yeah.
is this meat good?
Yeah,
It looked good.
it
I
tastes.
guess you guys are under.
I've been tested heaps after it, so it's
Yeah. It's fine.
fine.
Yeah. Well,
Yes,
to me,
Tom.
I was the one who got sick from it
Yeah.
for like
No, you
goddamn 10 days or something. I don't know if it was from the meat, but something got me good.
So I don't know how we went from a boat in Fiji to Andorra, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So you're on a boat in Fiji, just a holiday?
Just a holiday.
End of
Kind of-
season.
I got a bit lucky and got a second holiday, and it was actually a family friend of ours who invited me on his boat. We know through athletics. Absolute legend, most generous dude ever. And he's like, "Do you want to come at Pirate Classic? Do you want to come on my boat? I'm like, yeah. And then I thought he was kind of like just saying it lightly,
Yeah.
like feel like a courtesy invite.
Yeah.
And then like at nationals, he's like, "Do you want to come on my boat?" I'm like, "Okay."
That's
so-
when you hope like hell you're not getting boat catfished.
Yeah.
Like, what is this about?
Yeah.
I need to
Go on, it's just like there's 15
Little
like, monohull and there's like, oh, we'll all sleep in one bed. No, it was cool though. It sleeps 10 people this boat, and we
Holy
he Warwick's a legend. He just got a jet ski and we're doing tow-ins and step offs and surfing and
nice.
diving and
Living the Tanner
yeah,
lifestyle.
I
but
caught a massive barracuda. It was sick. Way better than New Zealand barracuda, but it could have had ciguatera, so we fed it to the sharks and then went swimming with those sharks.
Did you ride one? Like put your hands on the fin?
Nah, they
like go boy.
actually I tried. I swam after them. Dad
I'm
was
not surprised.
Yeah, no, fully. Dad was chopping up bait at the back of the boat and throwing while we were swimming, throwing bait into the water. And there were more. Like started out with like 3 sharks, and then there was more and more and more. And I reckon it got up to about 15 to 18 sharks in the water.
Big shark, little sharks.
Oh, black tip reef sharks.
Okay.
So they were like
Yeah.
they're still 5 feet tall, like 5 feet long.
Yep.
And they started getting a little bit more aggressive and frenzy like. I'm like, Dad, stop throwing bait in the water. There's so many sharks.
This is the most Kiwi thing.
Yeah, just coming stuff real quick.
It was good though. And then anyway, I didn't realize how hard out my wife was. And then the next morning she's like, wakes up at like 6 a.m. because the sun's coming in our window. She's like, should we go shark? She's snorkeling with the sharks again. I'm like,
All right.
yeah, I guess so.
No
Let's
bait
do it.
this time.
Just like that. They were Sam's last Olympics.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was a little bit. I'm like, oh, when one of them came swimming at me, I'll show you a video after.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you better turn around, buddy.
You get a bit close.
Got a big mouth on you.
It's a lot of teeth and a lot of mouth.
Do Mick Fanning and punch him in the nose.
Yeah.
We're talking about sharks too.
Yeah. Well, listen, how I like this podcast is very relaxed, but I guess we'll talk about some sort of running.
No, but we
I
just,
ran up a hill once and
yeah, but we're just painting the story of you needing a break because you had such an amazing year.
Yeah.
We works
I
out.
came back and it was Achilles rehab,
100%
Exactly.
as well.
Swimming, cross training.
swimming, cross training, and I lifted Melissa on my back and did ISOs, and she's 50 kilos, so it's like the perfect ISO.
100%.
And so like, this is
Dude,
nuts.
And there's nothing.
I don't know if I should
Kiwi
mention my wife's weight on a podcast.
Probably shouldn't.
That's
There's
right.
nothing. There's no better cross
Just
training than
lightweights.
swimming the fuck away from a shark.
Yeah.
You are
I'm asking
anabolic.
swimming
Oh,
100 meters.
we were foiling, and I was foiling across them, and I was looking at them up. Dad, I can't fall off now, man. Listen, run on top of them.
Anyway, so Tommy, take us back.
No, I mean, kind of streams in. I mean, you're down here for pacing duties for Timaru 10, which is this weekend.
Thomas.
2 days away, actually, and also 10K national champs. But
This is national champs.
yeah, it's national champs. 10K road national champs. There you go. Look, he didn't even know.
That's
You
the,
might finish
the cool thing about time travel is this will come out after
the race is
the race. So we've time traveled.
Yeah.
So
previewing.
Race predictions.
we've done that.
Yeah, yeah,
Did you put me at the top?
yeah.
Wow.
Well, we actually had checking at the top because we weren't sure if you're going to finish or not.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
So
So we had you and Chig interchangeable.
yeah,
Oh,
and then
lovely, thanks.
Connor and Will followed.
my heart rate just got higher.
These guys don't like me.
So that's just so if Ollie listens or is listening, because I know he does,
Yeah,
he's more scared of you than sharks.
there you go.
Yeah, that's true. I was chilling in the water.
The signal train chasing you rather than
Train's
some
way
shark.
in the shark.
Like tip reef shark. But yeah, so how are we feeling for that? Obviously, last race was relays actually,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah,
been
we'll
your
go
first.
10K too.
Yeah, 10K.
I'm
So
seeing
it's
the 10K.
he's a 10K guy
demon,
now.
look at that.
1500 to 10K.
No, that's a long distance, eh?
Yeah. But yeah, I guess I don't know what has Motley said. Trying to tow the boys around for 8K or the whole thing.
I don't know. It wasn't really a distance. It was.
He's just like,
it
can
was
you
just-
help?
It was, can you run 29:30? I said, I hope so.
Yeah,
And then I said, yes.
You came past me running 240 a K and relays talking to us. I was like, wow, you're
Yeah.
really 29:30 shouldn't
I
be a
can
problem.
try.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we've got on the cards this
Where
weekend.
did I pass?
Well, no, Mustin and I were standing on that last corner.
Oh, yeah.
And I was, where's Sammy? And you were just like, run 242, baby, like it's nothing.
Yeah.
I just guessed myself running 255. There's nothing. You just cruising past.
We're standing where Michael was
Yeah.
taking photos.
Yeah.
Yeah, relays was a good weekend.
That was
But
fun.
hopefully this is another good weekend.
Yeah.
Um,
courses.
yeah. Yeah. So that's what's
That's where we're at.
We
That's
could
the
segue to
sport now.
car chat.
yeah. This is
like Porsches.
Yeah. Oh, don't get us started on cars.
Tommy's sleeping
Right, yeah.
one this weekend.
Yeah.
That's
We have some stories.
we do. That probably shouldn't be talked about, but they are good stories.
Again, my car impounded. No, it won't.
Okay.
Maybe.
All my friends are cops anyway.
How long is a small place?
Yeah.
Just ring them up. Hey, guys, they shot that man car again.
Who's that going down the highway at 180?
I did a ticket the other day though on my motorbike, and I was like, "Oh, what a dick! Who goes his ticket on the motorbike?" But
Was
I
your
didn't
mate?
know the guy,
Oh,
and
no.
I feel like I knew most of the cops, and didn't know if it.
Just a little slice of still need to follow the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should do.
But the next question I guess we had is for people that don't know who Sam Tanner is. Who is Sam Tanner? And how did you get into running? I mean, we know, Oska and I know, but the listeners may not know.
Listen to running podcast.
Yeah.
I hope they know
Started with
something.
our podcast
You'd be surprised.
and got into
And
running.
demographics 40 plus.
Yeah, there's
As you probably
there's a lot. It's a wide range. It's
Yeah.
a pretty big different
Yeah.
graphic. But you started, well, anyone that knows Sam Tanner knows that running was definitely not his first love.
No,
I mean, you can take it from here. But
breast milk.
breast milk. Oh, that's not a good image. Thanks, mate.
I couldn't handle that.
it's everyone's first love, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I met my wife in kindergarten, you know
Okay.
that? Kind of close to first love.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Do you want to play in the
I-
sand pit with me?
um, yeah, wasn't no, I started doing board sports. I was a board sport fiend. I was on TV for snowboarding when I was 4.
Oh, yeah, that's very
I
true.
was not impressive. I was not a good,
But
but
yeah.
I was snowboarding as
Yeah.
a grommet. And then did board sports and played ball and touch and stuff throughout most of high school. And then did cross country and stuff most of the years, and that was kind of where I fell in love with running. Just love running with my mates around in bare feet and racing as much as we can, and wherever that was, whether on grass or wiping in a park at Killer Hill, or just beating kids in sprints for fun. I actually, fun fact though, I was not actually the fastest always. I
Yeah.
had a couple of local kids that were just one kid Jacob and one kid Dylan that were just
Still remember this.
smart. It was like it's like traumatizing, eh? When you have a kid who you just cannot beat.
Yeah, I had a couple of those.
Yeah.
And they make you good runners for it though, eh? I think.
Yeah.
I turned out all right so far.
We
All
had
right,
some good competitions. Yeah. Hard work.
more noticeable races.
I don't think the 10 by K I did after Canterbury Road Champs one year was sensible. I was so pissed off that they got out kicked. I was like, need some speed. That's when it drew
Need some speed. It's 10 Ks.
Yeah. Different kind of concepts of speed, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
You want to come train with me, bro?
Yeah.
10 by 100.
I think those days are gone.
Yeah.
On a bike, I'll pace you on a bike.
Yeah, you pace me on a bike.
Yeah.
You pace me on a run too.
Maybe a long run.
Well, I would not want a long run with you.
Yeah.
It's not much fun,
No.
actually. I don't even like long running with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't look forward to it myself.
No, I don't. That is probably my least favorite session of the week. Unless you're with good mates and you got an easier long run, then it's actually okay. Then that's actually one of my favorite long runs of the week. Oh, favorite sessions. Favorite long runs? Like I do multiple. Yeah, I'm that kind of guy.
Yeah.
Flex definitely only do one.
No, anyway, I did athletics and stuff growing up. Kids athletics, Tauranga. No, Papamoa. We had a lightning bolt as our
Lightning McQueen.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ciao.
That was good. I'm pulling that out as a sound effect.
Yeah.
Maybe that can be our aid station sound effect. The Sam Tanner. Good job.
That'd be good.
Ka-chow. One of my best friends at in high school got ka-chow on his Leavers jersey. Ka-chow. But he was like, ka-chow.
We know this
clipping
podcast
that,
is
yeah.
like getting through a marathon.
Yeah.
Just like a marathon, you need an ad break.
Yeah. Ka-chow.
Good for you, by Sam Tanner.
I did athletics and got pretty good. And then I got DQ'd from a Waikato Bapalini Champs meet for stepping on the line in an 800. And I did a 200 the same day, and I stepped on the line there too. And I got DQ'd in both of them. And I had medals at Waikato Champs. And as a 12-year-old, I was like, this is freaking mean. I'm awesome. I got medals.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this guy, old dude, came up and DQ'd me. And I started bawling my eyes out. I'm like, I freaking hate athletics. I'm never doing athletics again, stupid sport. And so I quit for 5 years and only did school athletics and no other competitions. And then year 12, I started training for, well, no, I didn't really. I just decided I would do nationals, and Isaiah beat me in the 3K. And then I was like, let's train for Crossy. And so I did Crossy Nationals, and that was when I joined Craig. And then CK called it from like a couple K out. He's like, Sam for the win. And then Mitty Small's like, nah. And then I won. And then he's like, oh. Mitchell can correct me if I'm wrong on that one.
Sounds like something Mitchell would say. No, I didn't.
Anyway, that was kind of the start of where I probably started training. And then I went to America for University of Washington for 2 years, and signed a pro deal with Puma, and then done 2 Olympics and ran some fast times. Now I like running a lot.
He enjoys running now.
Isn't that funny how like that one experience, like
Shaped
we
it.
might not have had a 2-time Olympian,
No.
you know, like,
Oh yeah,
you
sure,
know,
100%.
it's so, and not to bag on the sport, but that's the problem. That's the whole problem with the sport.
Oh yeah,
There's so many rules and regulations, and I've been more privy to it as I've spent time on the committees and
Yeah.
got older and had more time, or less time, but more time for that. And it's just, that's the problem with the whole thing. It's like there's some 12-year-old
one
kid.
experience and they're
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
That's why I'm actually quite a big advocate for balance is better in the sporting, like Sport NZ. I'm actually a little plug here. Balance is better. Sport NZ ambassador.
Yep.
But because if a kid isn't involved in just one sport and they have an experience like that, they're gone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the chance of them coming back is pretty slim. Because kids, they're like, I don't want stupid, you know, like,
Yeah.
why would I do that? But then if they're involved in multiple sports, then at least they've got the opportunity to.
Yeah, especially in a sport like athletics where you can't hide behind a team.
Nah, it's so fundamental.
Yeah, so you're like, you have this experience, you haven't got other guys on your team to kind of pat you on
Hype
the
you
back
up
and be
and-
like, don't
yeah.
worry about it, it's fine. Next
Yeah.
play, next play, next play. Like,
Yeah.
you know, football, you kick down next and it's like, oh, next play, don't worry about it, forget it. But like on the track like that, you like make one mistake and then to think
Game over.
all of a sudden, you know, we don't have you to watch 10 years later.
Yeah,
That's-
that's literally it.
That's, I think that's a weakness maybe in the sport, not bagging on the guy that DQ'd you. He was just following his rules, but
Yeah, yeah.
It's
But
a-
I'm like, a
it's a-
12-year-old, you should have made me aware of the rules, maybe without DQing me.
100%.
Yeah.
You could have got a little warning.
Yeah, like apparently I broke early. I'm like,
Yellow flag.
To be fair, I got a good story. I ran my first 800. How old are you?
24.
Okay. So I ran my first 800 last year since I was
Oh, I
17.
was going to say, the first 800 last year.
No, yeah, so I was like, no, my first, so I was like,
Since you were 17.
since I was 17, so you're like 6.
Oh,
You
so
were
was I
being
6?
6 years old
Yeah.
when I ran my first
I don't
800.
know how old you were, so
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
probably.
probably And I had to ask my coach where I was meant to break.
Oh, yeah, no.
I had
wouldn't.
no idea.
Yeah, no, I wasn't the same.
I was no
Because I
idea.
would have just done club nights
Yeah.
until all of a sudden it's like break.
And you're just hooning around.
And,
Who cares?
But I'm like, you just break at the start in a club night most of the time.
Yeah.
On the curve, you're like,
It's
"Eh,
weird.
whatever."
Waterfall.
Waterfall start.
Literally.
Oh, we've had some, for those international listeners out there, we've had some dodgy waterfall starts in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Like 50 people on the
50 guys
start
on the
line.
side, like, we
Madness.
should be an A and a B race.
Yeah.
You should definitely split
It's
the
like
field here.
tickets going on sale for Taylor Swift or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Something.
Go on.
Everyone's going for the rail.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, sorry. I derailed that.
No,
Do you like that, Tommy?
No, it's-
Derailed, you derailed.
I don't think I derailed it.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
Do you have a like memorable race where you're like, okay, I'm actually kind of good at this? Because like you said, you've done it. You did it for a while and then you stopped and then you came back to it. But was there like one moment where like, oh shit, I'm actually pretty fast? Because we all know you're fast.
Well, yeah.
But-
Oh, yeah, kind of.
yeah.
I've kind of got 3 that kind of accumulate together
Yeah.
to be like, that was kind of the deciding factor.
Yeah.
The first one was that 3K where Isaiah beat me and I came second. I was like, oh yeah, that was kind of cool. I got a national medal.
Yeah.
And it was my first kind of one as like well, I guess it was my first actual national medal other than the Ames Games. At track at least. And then the next day that evening I went to Justin Bieber, a Justin Bieber concert, and then stayed up. Yeah, no, legit.
Yeah.
He sang that too, I think.
You definitely would've, yeah.
Straight at you.
And we went to Rainbow's End with my bull date. And then we came back pretty late. And that day I ran a 4x4 and I closed in like 48.
Jesus Christ.
It's
Point.
rapid. Yeah.
And Steve Willis said something that was just like, man, that was pretty fast or something. And I was like, oh yeah, that actually was pretty quick. Like, I guess, because just a grommet who just sprints as hard as he can, you know? And so that was kind of when I was like, oh, maybe I am quite good at this. And then that kind of autumn, I decided to kind of do a bit of get coached by Craig, essentially.
Yeah.
There's a story behind that. But anyway, that was it. And then I raced National Cross.
Yeah.
And then I had the next morning, there was like 12 scholarship offers in my inbox.
Really?
And I was like, Craig, who are these creepy old dudes inviting me to America to come visit their university? I'm like, is that a scam? And he's like, no, it's a scholarship. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So that was actually the moment where I was like, oh, this could be a career.
Yeah.
How did you end up in Washington?
Just
That's the one you chose.
just word of mouth and stuff about Andy Powell. And so I was like, oh, he's got a good reputation. He hasn't thrashed his athletes and they do well after college. And, you know, someone like Jess Hull is a good example of that. But yeah, it was funny though, because I never looked like, I always saw running as America as a, initially saw it as a pathway to get to the Olympics. Because I really just wanted to be, and this is probably, I know what you're going to ask later, so I'm going to out this anyway. One of my, what's the question? Goals question.
Biggest goal.
Biggest goal. There you go. One of my biggest goals is to get an Olympic medal. And that was always been the case since I was 17. And so I saw it as a means to get an Olympic medal.
Yeah.
I never thought about running as a career, ever.
Yeah.
I was never even, I didn't even want it. I want to be an engineer. I was like, yeah, I'm going to sweet. I'm an engineer.
I'm going to build
I
stuff.
like math.
Yeah.
I like making stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was like, sweet, engineer's the way I'm going to go. But then all of a sudden, halfway through America, I'm like, oh, you can get paid for this? Sweet. And all of a sudden I was like, all I want to do is get paid for running.
Yeah.
And so I started telling people I was studying running. What are you doing? What are you studying over there? Running?
Yeah, literally. Dude, well, I mean, some people do though. They go to college and they just do those, what do they call them, the classes where it's just like general studies?
Yeah.
I think it might be general studies.
I took a general studies
Yeah,
class.
and there's just no real like degree path or
We did
anything.
it like,
Like social studies.
yeah.
yeah, but way easier.
Yeah.
Because it was like,
you just do random
it was like,
papers.
I'm totally outing UW here, eh? One of my papers was like emotional intelligence, and you had to write a diary of like how you feel. And I was like, sweet.
Yeah. Mean.
Feel good today.
Yeah.
Better after a chocolate milk.
I've been running. I got a free dessert. we have an
They got free
acai machine at Conabare, which is the shell house.
Yeah.
I get free shoes,
Yeah.
paid for trips.
I'm like,
I feel amazing.
yeah, definitely.
So that's how it started. I guess that is the biggest goal. Yeah, Olympic medal. I mean, if you've been to 2 Olympics now, obviously you want to get a medal.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb. I've been to 2 of them and don't have a medal yet.
I mean, most people would like to go to 1, but you know.
No, that was actually my attitude after the first Olympics. I was like,
Yeah.
well, I'll try to do it after this one, but obviously with a bit more experience, you're a little bit more disappointed result when you set your goals so high. But I was kind of after the first one, I was like, man, who am I to be like disappointed in my result? People literally give up their whole life to train to get to where I am today. And I'm like, I'm just this cheeky ass little grommet who's just super talented and has like run real fast, like a couple of times, literally like 5 times. And then that's kind of given me enough leverage to get to the Olympics. And I was like, oh yeah, you worked hard, but realistically, I'm like, thanks mum, good genes.
Nice.
Yeah. But I was like, I don't want to be
very
making
hard though.
Yeah, oh, thanks,
Spending
mate.
6 weeks with them before all the games.
That was hell week.
Yeah. So I guess that leads into the next one. What your hardest challenge so far in your career has been. And for people that know, Tanner's pretty robust. I would say over the years. Yeah. Like you've had a pretty
good
injury-free kind of career so
completely.
far. Up until probably March, was it? March this year.
Yeah. I had a little niggle in November last year, and this was the Achilles. And then it went away because we were sensible and decided to do no workouts in December.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ran 146 in January, which was a shock.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, I'm on the meanest, like, well, I was just fit. I wasn't even fast. It didn't I did one speed session. I did like, no, that wasn't a speed session. It was 10 times 600 on the track. We're like going through 462 and then closing.
Rapid.
And yeah, well, not that quick. It was at 27 or something. That was what I called a speed session for that time of year. And then I was like, yeah, I'm on fire. Like, this is going to be such a mean Olympics.
We on.
And I was like, all these rookies getting injured in October, November, like dumbass. Like, and then I'm like, oh, that came back to bite me in the bum so hard. But yeah, so I got injured, which was dumb. But my Achilles, kind of screwed me. And then took realistically kind of 2 months off and on, March, April, and May actually. And then I started running on the ground on the 15th of June for the Olympics. I raced on the 2nd of August.
What's the mindset? Because you've qualified at a point where you think, I'm going to go real good.
Yeah.
And then when in sport's a cruel thing.
Oh yeah.
Like Tom and I've had it at our level too. Like sport's a cruel thing. And you have this idea of how things are going to go, and then that's not anywhere near how it goes.
Yeah.
But what's the mindset then when you get into May and June and you're like, okay, I got 6 weeks to like either pull out a miracle, which you still hope for that, right? You're like, I can do this, because you got to have some hope somewhere.
Yeah.
So how do you?
Oh, good.
Yeah. How do you organize your brain enough to make the start line?
Literally, faith. I literally, I'm a Christian and I grew up in a Christian home, and I've seen some like unbelievable miracles. Like it's funny. I punched my brother in the head and broke my knuckle. Went to the doctor and it was stuffed. And then I went to school and my mates prayed for it and it got hot and it got healed. And I was just like, I could punch him again. This is great. Not that I'm condoning violence.
Punching your brother in the head.
It's not a good idea, but it was like that sort of stuff have happened multiple times in my life. And so I was like, God, I know you can do some miracles, man. But I did a big one here.
Help me out, brother.
And so it was actually kind of nice because it took the pressure off my shoulders a little bit of like, I can only do what I can do. And so I turned up to every training just like, literally, I'm just going to go as hard as I can. That's sensible. And hope and pray that I can get fit in 6 weeks. And I got pretty fit. I ran 3:35.
I don't think people realize how impressive that is. Like, to put it in perspective, anyone else based in New Zealand can't even run 3:35.
No.
And you did that after 5 weeks of running.
Yeah.
Basically, because that was the week before the games.
Yeah, I ran it twice.
Yeah. And I was lucky enough to be a little bit a part of that process.
A lot of part of it.
And just some of those workouts Kirky was giving you, I just remember that last one, and Hayden jumped in on the last like 100 meters and just going balls to the wall, and Tanner's at the end of like a 600 meter rep, and then you like finished and you tripped yourself on the track, just landed on your face.
I've never fallen. I'm like, not to toot my own horn, but I'm so coordinated with that sort of stuff. And I just ace planted so hard
on the track,
bounced on the concrete on the track, and I was just, I'm like, I've never gone that hard in a workout ever.
Yeah,
and nobody saw this because I actually had my head down, but I actually cried. I was like, I was literally tears came to my eyes. I was like, I'm in so much pain. This is unbelievable. Which was a shock, but I got through it.
Get yourself to 3:35 in 5 weeks. Is actually absurd, because people work for years to run anything under 3:40, or to put it in perspective, a 3:42 is a sub 4 mile.
Yeah, that's
so you're going well under a sub 4 mile, which for a very long time was thought to be impossible.
Yeah.
And to do that off 6 weeks of quite literally running on the ground, was nuts. So I think that in itself shows that there's so much
pretty hard.
to give there.
That was definitely my biggest challenge.
Yeah. But the camp was amazing. We had a lot of fun, I think. Which probably,
and it was good having you there too, because it was. Oh no, I've been mates with you for a while. Ages ago, and so it's if people don't know that, me and Tommy go back way back.
Racing and
way back when granddad. No, front.
Well, we first
Putting
raced.
tobacco in a pipe.
What would it be 10 years ago?
10 years.
Oh, maybe about 10 years ago.
Yeah, well,
I think we did
at
our
least
first-
you of you. 10
Yeah,
years
yeah,
ago.
racing together on the circuit, and boosting down to races in your car.
Yeah, and then when
And
so when
surfing
Tommy
and
said,
motorbikes and all
"Oh
that.
yeah, we did, we
Yeah.
did donuts and no, yeah, that
It
was
was a lot of fun.
Just
We had a lot
remember
of
your
fun.
dad listens to this.
Yeah. Oh no, it's,
not in his car.
No,
this is in a paddock. This was in a farm paddock.
Yeah,
This is
okay.
all
It was
sanctioned.
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 Yeah, it was good.
But
Sanctioned.
So
that
when,
proved-
when you, so I'm going to bring this back. I'm going
No,
to do
you-
Tommy's job for a second. When you talk about running on land, were you doing stuff in like the Ultra G, or like the treadmill, aqua jogging? Like,
No, that was the miraculous part.
Yeah.
I literally went from on the 15th, like running in the pool,
yeah,
Mm.
like aqua jogging,
Mhm.
to going on the ground on the 15th,
Yeah.
like 1 minute on, 1 minute off, for
Jeez.
like so 5 minutes total
yeah,
Yeah.
of running, and then by the 20th, when there was the day left of June, I was running for like 30 minutes every second day,
Yeah.
and then biking or we have an awesome dude in Tauranga who was kind enough to let me use his underwater treadmill.
Yep.
And so that was awesome. So I did that, and then the running, and then we got to Andorra, and I ran every single day on the ground
wow,
with almost no pain, like
Mhm.
actually no pain, and it was crazy. I'm like, why can't I turn this around 6 weeks ago? Like, or another this previous 6 weeks or a couple of months before. But it was just, I was literally just going, oh my goodness, this is such a miracle in progress. I could see it every day. I woke up, I was like, am I going to be sore?
Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't that the worst thing?
oh yeah.
The
sucks.
anticipation.
Oh yeah. Get out of bed
Yeah.
and you flex your foot. You're like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
Or when you're not good, you're
Yeah.
like, oh,
Oh, damn it.
this,
Yeah.
I'm going to
this
spend
today,
40 minutes on
yeah.
the ground rolling my calves out just
today's
to move.
run's going to suck. I'm going to run 6-minute Ks for 30 minutes. Trying to warm up.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
Yeah. I'm going to heel stroke for 15 minutes until I can finish off.
Yeah.
But no, so I did that, and then I would run my doubles on the lever system.
Okay.
And so lever sent me a lever go,
Mhm.
and it was awesome because it just packed in my suitcase.
So that's like a,
Yeah.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
the bungees.
Yep.
And it was, man, I recommend that for it. It's better than Ultra G.
Yeah.
Way better.
Mm.
It takes up to 20 kilos of body weight off your body.
cool.
Yeah.
So that's a good stepping stone too, isn't it? If you go from like aqua jogging, which is no weight,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
to Ultra G, which you can kind of manipulate,
Yeah.
right? And then
Yeah,
you go
and
to
you'd be
this,
like,
which is
no body weight.
like 20 kilos, and then that kind of nice little
Yeah.
pattern.
And
of-
when you're only 60 kilos, 20 kilos is a lot of weight. on your
yeah,
body.
well, you're right. It's a whole
Yeah.
third.
Yeah, 30 of your body weight.
3.33%
Yeah,
recurring.
it would be.
Yeah, I passed.
You did.
Fast math.
I couldn't work it out if you were 60.7 kilos.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be
That's
too
it. I
much.
was going to actually test you just then.
33.4. Will be. 4.8. Yeah.
He's still been
I can't help it. I'm sorry. It's just the way my
Yeah,
brain
so
is.
that was the hardest shot. I think being there and being a part of it, Kirky managed it pretty well.
Yeah,
like-
well,
A lot of the mornings were like, "How are you feeling today, Sammy?" Like, because being an athlete, you're with the Olympics right around the corner.
Mm.
You're obviously wanting to get in shape as fast as possible. But the benefit of obviously having a coach is being there to like hold you back. And I think Kirky's quite good because he holds you back, but he also lets you go
he'll
full steam
thrash you
ahead.
to the wall.
Yeah.
Make sure you're good to take it. You know, like 'cause
Yeah,
if I'm injured and I tell Craig, I'm like, hey, I don't know if I can run today. I'm a bit sore. Then he'll be like, all right, don't run.
yeah,
But if I'm good, yeah, we'll get
Yeah.
out.
and he wants your honest input because he was asking you multiple times, and it was, I guess, with the time frame you had, it was a very, 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 very important thing to
Yeah.
do, but also like
A little bit important.
cramming workouts and made it hard, and then
We
like,
did so many workouts in
yeah,
6
I
weeks.
think at one point you were doing a workout every second day,
yeah, it was
so probably about
But
6
it
to
was
8
like
workouts
hills,
a week.
Yeah.
track, hills, track,
Yeah.
track.
Yeah.
It was just nuts.
Because I guess the hard part about the Olympics is it's not like it's a one-off
Yeah,
heat for the one
One
race
race, no.
kind of scenario. So you
Yeah.
like have to have some
rounds.
sort of ability to absorb the track
Yeah.
for 3 or 4 rounds, depending on how things go.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can't just kind of milk it
Yeah.
and think, oh, well, I can do this for 3.5 minutes, I'll be all right. It's more like 15 minutes.
Yeah, totally.
Like as a rule, so you can see how you'd need to be able to back up multiple days.
Yeah, I mean, especially if I did the repechage and then the semi-final and final, I'll be like, oh.
Adding another round in
Did
as
anyone
well.
actually do that? I don't think anyone made the final from
No.
through the
I don't
repechage.
think so. Some people made the semi,
So, yeah, people made the semi,
but not
and
the
that was
final.
impressive because that's 3 in a row.
Yeah. I think you're right. I don't think anyone made it from the repechage.
That's actually, obviously I was pretty disappointed with the result of Paris, but also like it was pretty easy to comprehend because I could understand my circumstance and how I got there.
Yeah.
But I've actually swallowed it quite well because I knew that really, really, really good guys who,
We're fine.
on paper, which should have made the semi, didn't even make the semi.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and they were fine. And they were, the training, the lead up was good, whatever else. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because people probably don't, I mean, I'm on the cusp of not understanding 1500 meters. I don't get it. But
You don't get it as in
I don't understand.
You don't understand the craze or the way you like it?
No,
or you don't understand
the racing of it. Like how, so, I mean, for me,
how insane it is.
I'm at the line anyway. I don't know if you guys are at the rivet from the gun, but like.
Oh, mate.
So talk
I'd
us,
argue I'm closer to the line than you are.
but so talk us through like.
Surely you've got to be a little bit comfortable. I've never run a marathon, but you have to be comfortable-ish. Like a 10K. I've run a 10K.
I'd say.
I've run a moderate 10K.
I'd say 10K at the line. Nah, because you still got to have like something back. You got to hold something back.
For a 10K?
Yeah.
What about for a marathon? You don't.
Nah.
What about the quote on the wall?
Nah.
Oh, I guess.
Nah. No, a marathon.
Oscar's not listening to you.
Yeah, no, I never have. No, because a marathon, you're thinking about what's next a little bit. And I guess what I mean.
The next K.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, you're like, fuck, if I run that one too fast, I've got another one to go. But talk us through how the race starts, what you're thinking about in terms of positioning, and then giving yourself an opportunity, I guess, because we talk about giving ourselves an opportunity at 32K. So when we talk about a marathon, we're like, okay, I'm going to run 32K. I'm going to check in where I'm at.
And then go.
And then the race starts, literally.
Yeah.
Like, so talk us through, like, gun goes, you're going to make some pretty quick decisions. And obviously you're kind of used to making some decisions at that speed. So talk us through that.
I'd argue that I probably have the fastest 50 out of all the 1500 guys.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy?
Touch speed.
I would absolutely agree with that. Yeah.
You were coming through scooping.
Yeah.
You were scooping
My
hard.
mum played touch for New Zealand, so that's how where it comes from.
Yeah.
Explosiveness is out the gate.
Yeah, so I don't find the first 50 very hard. Like, get out of it. Too far.
I'm in the front.
And so that's actually that is one decision. But what it helps me to be it gives me the opportunity to put myself in the spot I want.
Yep.
But it can also kind of work to my detriment sometimes because I'm there and everybody else wants to be there. And then you kind of get swamped. And this year, if I was fit enough, I was fit enough, if I had enough pop, which is just Achilles, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll preface it by saying this. I did some testing post-Olympics and my left leg was 22% down in power. And I went, oh, that's why I felt like I was sprinting the whole time.
Yeah, that's the inside leg.
Yeah, that's my
the
inside
power
leg.
leg.
Yeah, and I was like, no wonder.
Yeah.
And so that, when it came to that position of going, I need to hold my position, I tried. It didn't look like it on camera, but I tried.
Yeah.
And I just got swamped because I'm like, I literally can't accelerate. There's nothing in me. I have to use so much more energy to accelerate. And I'm like, I know I'm riding the line already. I'm just going to cross the line straight away. And I won't even make it. Won't even make it 800 meters at this pace. Even if it's like 62, I'll be like, I have to run. I'm running 60s. I got to run even. Like even when I ran 3:35, that was the best part about those races. It was like really smooth.
Yep.
And I felt really comfortable because my body got into a nice rhythm. My Achilles and calves and stuff were activated nicely, but they weren't sore. But I could really relax. Whereas in those situations, it's so hard to relax. Especially in a tactical one like a heat, you just fast, slow.
Up, down.
And when you can't protect your position because you don't have the pop, and I'm a short guy, I need power. Power's my friend.
Yep.
And I don't have leg length to get me across the line. Like I have to be fully like.
We understand.
Yeah.
We
I understand.
understand.
Yeah. Tommy's a little bit taller.
Yeah, my
Who's
legs
taller
are-
than you two? I'm definitely the
He's
shortest.
taller.
Okay.
I'm 5'6" on a good day.
Oh, we're short
Yeah,
kids.
sure. I'm putting the racing pants on. I'm 5'7". Like, I'm feeling good about myself.
Yeah, I tell people I'm 5'8", but I'm actually 5'7".
Yeah, I'm 6 foot. I'm
6'9".
6 foot of racing flats.
So Tommy, you're out of the conversation here. But I need that power, and I just didn't have it. So when it came to that situation where I was like, I need to be where I want to be, that was stressful because I couldn't manage my thoughts or anything. Because I was like, what are my thoughts here? Usually I'm comfortable
Yeah.
at this pace, but I'm not. I'm really uncomfortable. I'm sprinting, in fact,
Yeah.
and because you're pretty close to sprinting. I'm like
Yes.
a 3:31 pace or 3:30 pace is 14 flat every 100 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my
I'm like-
stride. That's my stride out pace.
Most people can't run 100 meters at that pace.
No. So what are you thinking when you ran your 3:31?
Which is
Hold on.
Yeah, literally. Is it like that? Like, because to run that quick, like you just said, it's 14 seconds per 100. But are you on the like you get that first lap out of the way, you feeling pretty comfortable, or are you like, oh shit, I'm in for it?
Nah,
Because it was at Com Games, so it was a pretty big event.
no, I actually went faster in Silesia last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Com Games, I was like, holy crap, because we ran out in 54.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
This
this
is
is
quick.
faster than world record pace. This is not a good idea. But I came through last, and I was like, yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna start picking these guys.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, you guys are gonna blow. So it was good. But Silesia was actually really smooth. So it was first lap were pretty relaxed. And yeah, I feel quite comfortable after first lap.
Yeah.
800 is where it gets hard, like really hard, because you're supposed to feel good. And as an 800, you're like, it's not that fast of an 800. You go through like 152 or something. And it's like, if you're a 146 guy, 152 is not that bad.
Yeah.
Still fast, but you're like, I'm bored.
You've got one more gear.
Yeah,
somewhere.
got another
Yeah.
gear. And then the third lap is where you run. This is what I tell people. The third lap is the difference between running 3:29 and 3:35.
Yeah.
Because
So everyone
it's
turns
the
off
same. It's the
normally,
same. It's all the differences. You just run that third. I mean, it's not actually 6 seconds slower,
Mm.
but the fact that you take your foot off the gas means you, at that pace, after running 800, 152, chances are you probably can't get your foot back on the gas because you're already gassed.
Yeah.
So the best thing to do is just keep your foot flat.
Mm.
And then when it comes to kicking, you still don't kick. You just
Just hold.
Just try.
you just try harder.
yeah. Just try harder. But don't go faster.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
probably
Like-
the only thing me and you have in common.
Yeah.
It's a bit different. You just try a little harder.
Just try a little harder. And you're like, I'm going to race you.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm not actually speeding up. You're just slowing down.
Yeah. Unless
It's great.
you're the Spanish or the 800 meter guys from
Oh, yeah.
somewhere. We
Oh,
don't talk about that.
Algeria.
Yeah, Algeria 800 meter guys.
Drugs were found in his room in France. Isn't it?
Was it? I don't know. I don't want to get done for defamation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't mention their names.
But
There
I
it
don't
is.
think you should be speeding up like that.
No, not in the last 100 meters of an 800. That's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Especially at 141 pace.
Yeah.
I'm like 150 pace. I could negative split at
That's my
150.
600 rep pace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, that is.
crazy.
Yeah, sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He's run 200 meters further than you in the same time that you'd run 600.
Yeah. And he's kicking on.
Yeah.
Like I'm hanging on, he's kicking on.
He's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
fast.
yeah. True.
That's
You go through
crazy.
400 and like, what, 64 or
Yeah.
something, and then you're like, okay, time to kick.
Yeah. I'm swimming upstream.
Time to get- yeah.
He's going through in 49.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm feeling good.
I'm going to get faster.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, it was entertaining.
Was extremely.
Oh, yeah.
But-
But this is, arguably, the 800 was more exciting than the 15 this year.
The women's 800 was good to watch. I enjoyed
Mm.
watching
Oh,
that.
yeah, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed the Olympic women's 800. I think it's just a fun race. I can't
Yeah.
remember what happened, but it was just a
There's so
exciting,
much talent.
like 5 or 6 going at each other for
Yeah.
600, and then
Yeah,
you kind of go, "Oh, you're pulling away." No, she's
No,
blowing up.
yeah.
Next one comes through. It's kind of entertaining.
Yeah. That's like women's racing, the way sometimes.
yeah.
I love watching, not in a weird way, but I love watching girls run for that reason.
Yeah.
Because they're just tough. They're so
It's
tough.
so much tougher.
Yeah.
Oh, we're soft, eh?
Yeah.
Like girls will go, like, without doing the manly voice,
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, how much you got? You know?
I'm going to go
I mean, maybe some of them might have a manly voice.
600 to go.
Yep. Some of those 800 meters are suspicious. Suspicious. I mean, but I think it's really cool for our listeners to know that inside of 3.5 minutes,
Yeah.
you can have all of those
All of the thoughts.
thoughts and stuff going on.
Oh, yeah. Because your body, your brain just tells you, same as you, I
Yeah.
guess. Your brain just tells you, dude, step off the gas just a little bit.
Yeah, you'll be okay.
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
You'll be able to. This is the lie that your brain tells you. You go, you'll be able to catch it up in the last
Yeah.
lap.
Yeah.
No, that's a lie. You will not be able to
You
catch it
cannot
up.
catch it up in the
Because
last
they
lap.
won't. They'll do the same last lap as you, except you'll be a second back.
Yeah.
You just run out of airstrip too,
Yeah.
right? Like your race is so short. One wrong decision,
Yeah.
you can't. Like they're going to run their 54-second last lap or whatever.
Yeah, and you're just like,
You can't run 51.
No.
Like this becomes maths becomes
Yeah,
too hard.
Yeah,
Math ain't math.
Math ain't math.
Math ain't
I
math.
think it's amazing.
Well,
It's good to
Pretty
watch.
cool.
It's good to watch.
it was good to watch.
And
I would struggle. Oh yeah, I struggle to watch the 10K on the track.
yeah. Nah, I'm tuning in for the last 3K.
Yeah.
When the race starts.
Sorry, 10K runners.
But I mean, you've got to be, and saying that, I'm probably going to run in Inglewood, but yeah.
I'm about to run a 10K in 2 days.
Yeah. But you've got to have something wrong
Just
if you
tune
want
in
to
last
run
minutes.
25 laps.
Yeah, the
But-
laps
yeah.
just make it harder.
I
Like,
don't mind
Imagine
the
doing
road.
it indoors.
Nah,
50.
nah.
no.
Nah.
Do they run a 50?
There's a reason they don't do it.
Laps.
indoors.
Nah, I mean,
Okay.
nah. There's
Or would
no-
you rather a 5K indoors or 10K outdoors?
with my Achilles, 10K outdoors.
You got bad Achilles too.
We've all got bad
I'm
Achilles.
34 and broke.
It's
Mine's my,
running problems.
mine's my left peroneal, but
It's because you're running in Adidas.
I don't run an Adidas. I don't run an Adidas. Actually, to be fair, the Ultra Boost is pretty nice.
Yeah.
The new ones, but no.
Shoe chat.
Shoe chat.
Well, shoe chat. No. Pumas. Big man sponsored by Puma. What is your shoe lineup? What are
cat.
your rotations? What are your favorites? What are your go-tos?
Currently in the Polarimo.
So he's got some
That's what
casuals
it's
on for the
Some
guys that
casuals.
can't see. Some nice looking Australian
Some suede
coloured.
greens.
Melissa and I have matching shoes. It's
That's
super
cute.
cool.
Tracksuits as well.
I have some pretty out the gate tracks.
Like matching them.
No,
no.
no, we
The
don't have
wee,
matching
the wee
tracksuits.
chihuahua and like
No.
down the mount.
Pink Puma, Pink Panther.
Ken, is that what you envision when you think about me at the mount?
Yeah.
I'm just like, my hair's out, brushed like an afro, and I'm walking with my wife's hand and
Yeah.
we're hand in
Both
hand,
wearing
like,
gold Puma tracksuits,
Yeah,
green
yeah.
shoes, holding.
and gold chains.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what you're in like California down in
Yeah.
Venice Beach
Oh,
or
man.
something. That I could imagine you doing.
Low key, I was really worried about how cool the stuff was going to be when I first signed with Puma.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because in New Zealand, we don't have any cool Puma stuff.
Mm.
Well, some people
Yeah.
might think it's cool, but I don't.
It wasn't-
skater vibe.
It wasn't
no way.
5 years ago.
No.
No.
And so we had, and the only shop we have around was the Puma outlet store, which often is the old stuff. Good deals, real good deals, and some cool stuff, but you know,
Need
needle
some
in a
work.
haystack a little bit. So I just saw a specific type of person, I won't name them out on a podcast, would wear this tracksuit, the Puma tracksuit.
Mm.
Always Puma, always driving a Range Rover, always having gold bling. Anyway, and they lived in Te Whaki. And I
And
would
Dorian drug lord.
yes, in Te Whaki. Yeah. Anyway, I was like, oh no, I've signed with this brand that's got dumb gear. And then I got the gear and I was like, oh yeah.
They
This
do
is sick.
some very nice casual
Yeah,
stuff.
I love their casual stuff. It's so
Them and New
cool.
Balance do a really good job.
Mm.
Yeah, them and New Balance, I reckon, are dominating the casual game for sure. Anyway, my rotation though, running shoes, because I'm a runner, are I wore pre-Olympics Magnifier, just pretty much strictly the Magnifier,
Yeah.
because I had a heel raise and it was
10 mil pitch.
yeah, is it 10 mil?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I had 15.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. What do the
Nice.
deviates have in them? Eight?
Wow. Yeah, but it's hard because the deviate foam's more
Soft.
softer. So like,
Sink in a little
it's
bit.
correct. So dynamically it's less. So
Yeah.
like it's a harder, yeah.
Probably more like
so it
6.
starts out at 8, but it probably ends at 4. Like,
Yeah.
I know
Oh, by the time it's
it's compressed down, whereas the,
It
the
lasts me
Magnifier-
ages, man. Maybe it's because I'm a lightweight, but that foam's bulletproof.
you're talking the pro or the elite? Deviate,
just
deviate elite or the
Deviate
deviate
Nitro.
Yeah.
the
Trainer
The
race.
trainer.
trainer racer. That's a great shoe.
That is, it's literally that's my daily. That was a
Yep.
good segue. And that's my daily trainer. And then I will swap it out for the velocity, every now and then. And then I use the mid D spike.
Yep.
And
Nitro Elite.
Yeah.
I got a long
Nitro
name.
Spike.
Yeah. And then I use the distance spike for training sometimes.
A little bit more protection.
Yeah, a little bit more under the toe, under the heel. And then the fast, I'll be racing the 10K and the fast R2, which I think is the most crazy shoe I've ever worn.
Yeah.
And it's legal, which is the most crazy thing.
Yeah, I don't know how they got that one. Like
Across
yeah.
the, across, I'm
Yeah.
like, ah.
Someone
We'll
was
take it.
someone was
Fudging
under the
some
tape.
numbers.
Yeah, it's not working.
It's mean though. Have you worn it?
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, you don't like
I
it?
feel clumsy in it, but I've just seen the Fast R3, and
Ooh.
that's out the gate.
I haven't seen that.
That is
Even better.
that. Like
Way
we
better.
just talked about it on
Yeah.
our weekly one, Tommy.
Who
But
sent you a photo of that, Todd?
no, I talked to Sparky and Harry
Oh.
last week.
So you've got some fun shoes coming.
But that honestly, because I was a little
Thanks,
bit worried
Peter.
about my favorite Saucony one is no good for next year.
Yeah.
For,
Are they
for
changing it?
marathon. Yeah, it's terrible. But then I saw this, I was like, oh, thank God I can run a marathon next year.
Yeah,
Because I'll
cool.
never shoot a runner. So anyway,
Puma's got
Yeah.
some heat coming. They do have some heat coming.
Yeah. Some
hot
got some-
cats.
Should we
Some-
answer some?
good athletes too.
Good, great athletes. Some hot athletes.
Oh,
They have some great
Hamish
athletes.
Yeah. We're going to get him on. Then that'd be the trifecta.
Yeah, we do actually. So questions
Questions
from
from the listeners.
Instagram. What's going through your head on the start line at the Olympics? I guess we kind of talked about
Oh.
that briefly, but
oh, start line. That's a good question though. But
I mean,
does it change? It's
does it change from? I guess a good way to question it is: do you feel any different on the start line at the Olympics to say any other race?
Well, it depends on the race. Olympics versus nationals.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
My thoughts are everywhere else.
but
at
any
nationals.
other pro race?
like a diamond league?
Yeah,
Nah, not really.
yeah. It's just racing at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, maybe a little more pressure at the Olympics because, like, in a heat situation, you actually have to.
Get through the rounds.
Yeah, you got to get through the round. So
Yeah.
top 5 most of the time, and that's more pressure. Whereas I'm like, I've actually come 5th at multiple diamond leagues, and so it's kind of, I'm like, I should have, I know I can do it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily change the way I approach the first round. It just means that it's more riding on the line.
Yeah.
You can't do another shot 2 weeks later.
Yeah. So I guess you just first 50, get out, like you said before.
Yeah, first 50, and then I think often what helps is just to remind myself to relax because it's like it's such a heart rate game, right? Like you just
Yeah.
if you can keep your heart rate low for as long as you can, then you're probably not going to spike as early, and then you're not going to
And
die as early. And
you strike me as the type of guy, and you can hit me if I'm wrong, that when you're having fun, things come better.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you know, if you're a
definitely.
bit relaxed, not relaxing probably not. 'cause
Nah,
you still, you still gotta be
yeah.
like, but if you kind of smile on your face, maybe having a joke,
Yeah.
like
Cheeky
trying,
poo counter on the start line.
yeah,
Yeah.
like try not to get too like on your high horse too early and
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
having
yeah.
a nice time. Then
I don't know how people like. You guys need to smack me if I ever get real cocky about running. Like if I start thinking I'm like the best in the world, even if I win the Olympics, don't let me do this.
If you win the Olympics, you do it at the fucking one.
No, that's still. I'm still the
Yeah,
point. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't want to be that guy who's
Yeah,
just
fair.
like, he's like, I'm the Olympic champ. I'm like, yeah, you're the Olympic champ, but like the next race, somebody could just beat you.
Yeah.
You just won on the day, like, which is me
Yeah.
because you got the title, which is awesome. So you get all the bragging rights for that.
Mm.
But I'm like, don't change your personality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still cool dude. But yeah, I think I am on the start line. I try to be Sam,
Yeah.
not Sam the runner.
Focused and control, but
Yeah.
level-headed.
Yeah, and I like Adam Spencer was on the Aussie kid on the start line next to me in the repechage, and I did a pook on him, and he just cracked up. I was like, you like that? I was like, you like that, bro? So it's pretty funny.
So you go, even on the Olympic start line, you can still crack around jokes with your mates.
Oh yeah, that's
Just
good.
like New Zealand start lines.
yeah.
Yeah. So another one we had was what is your favorite thing about distance running? I guess doing it for a job would be a little
Distance running.
additive.
No
Yeah.
comment.
Mid-distance.
I mean, it has a bell.
Has
I
a
mean,
bell.
it has a bell. You still run.
That
what?
could be my favorite thing about distance running.
The bell.
1500.
1500.
The bell. Actually, that is a good thing about the 1500.
Yeah.
Oh, the bell is like music to your ears. Eh? If you've made it there and you're still hanging on, when you hear the
Yes.
bell, you're like, "Woo."
I'm good to go.
It's about a time. Especially if you're not at the back. If you're like on third, you're like, oh, this could be good. But I haven't had it in a while. So
Is there
On
a
that
bell-
note.
is there a bell this weekend? Maybe.
Maybe.
On the last
No, I
day.
think Motley did ring a bell.
Yeah, I think he does.
But they're so funny between a road athlete and a track athlete. I hear the bell and I just want to vomit because I
like,
just
how many laps?
no, I just if I run like a 15 or a 3K and I hear the bell, I just have this like, oh fuck, I got to sprint.
Have you ever done a marathon that has laps?
Only Christ. Oh, I didn't race Christchurch. I paced goody. No, I have never done a lapped marathon.
Would you think that'd be easier or harder mentally?
Oh, I like the idea of like 14K laps.
Yeah, much easier, eh?
Yeah, like the Gold Coast.
Because you're like, oh,
killed
I'm
me.
a quarter done.
Yeah, the Gold Coast kill me. Like you run out past
Out
the
and back.
start finish. You run like 18K that way. You come around and then you run past the start finish. You go like 7K up the coast.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Because you get there and you see it, you're like, I'm done. I'm mentally
Yeah,
done.
I'm tapped out. And then you got to pull yourself together to run another 30 minutes. It's not fun.
Yeah, that's
Anyway,
rough.
That's hard enough on a long run. Literally, I got to an hour 15 the other day. And I was like, I got another 30 minutes to go. This sucks.
Yeah, literally.
Especially if you're not feeling good.
yeah,
I can't imagine doing a marathon if you don't feel good.
I can tell you it's not great.
At that point, you just want to pull out. It's like stuff this. I'm
You
done.
do, but you play games yourself. With a marathon, you go, oh, it will get better. I got so much time. You know, I got so much time.
Yeah.
And that's like one mindset I've always kind of had with the longer distance stuff. Like, I might feel better in a kilometer. Like, I'll give myself another K. I'll run one more.
Let me just run 8 more Ks at 3-minute Ks and then tell me if I still feel good. I'm like, I've done 8 K at 3-minute Ks before.
Yeah.
I never feel good after that.
Yeah.
No, your brain's you can convince yourself.
Yeah,
it's
it's
amazing.
great. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Trick yourself. Big
Anyway.
time there.
Now we have one more question, didn't we, Tommy?
Yes. Does cycling or / cross training help for middle distance?
Surfing helps.
Yeah.
Greg. No, he does actually program surfing in like once a year.
It does. It does
Once a
actually put
year.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
But I don't know. I haven't dabbled in it too much.
Yeah.
Like, I know for a fact that if you look at Hayden bikes and swims a lot, and he's a freaking good runner.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he doesn't run as much as me, but he can still run a bloody good 10K.
Yeah.
So I definitely know that for a fact you don't have to run 150K a week to run a good X, whatever it is, 1,500, 5K, 10K.
Yeah. And I think we've
Maybe
seen,
more like a half. Probably
Yeah, you need
half
about
or a full. You probably need to
need
start
like-
getting some proper mileage in.
yeah.
just 10 hours, 10 to 11 hours.
yeah.
Oh,
Off running.
I do that.
I think for the middle
Right.
distance though, like we've seen it trickle in with Cole and like
Yeah,
their
good.
group
Yeah.
biking 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
And I guess he won the Olympics, so it definitely does something. But I think
Yeah. Oh, that's something.
it probably it's
Capillarization.
it probably gets to a point like if you do it too excessively, like obviously cycling, there's no fast twitch involved with cycling.
true,
so
true.
if you do it too much, you're gonna burn out all those tendons and become very muscular.
I actually quite liked this. Oh, I don't want to say this because Craig might listen to it and then give me more of it. But aqua jogging when I was injured.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard work, man.
Yeah.
Especially
It's a full body workout.
if you get rid of the belt. Because I started out with the belt and then because it's actually really hard.
Controlled drowning.
This is controlled drowning. Yeah. But dumb thing about controlled drowning is that like you can't just egg beat or kick your legs. You actually have to run like.
Yeah.
And so when you're doing the full like running gait through underwater, it's just like so hard. But you can still do fast, explosive things. So I did. This is such a hard workout.
Oh,
It
he's
was like
dying.
10 seconds on,
Mhm.
10 seconds off for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
That's
I was going
brutal.
so hard, and I was just like, whoa. And then it goes so. I literally vomited in my mouth in the pool,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, look, that's spit this out. I was young.
Oh,
It's good.
jeez. Yeah. So I
It's
guess
good. Yeah, we got to do something.
cross training does. I mean, I cross train a bunch, but yeah,
Mm.
Tanner's had to cross train a bunch recently,
Yeah.
and
And I
still
enjoyed
pretty
it.
fit. So
I like the variation.
yeah, change things up a little bit.
I can tell you stats. I went kite surfing for 2 hours after a long run one day, and my heart rate was higher kite surfing for 2 hours than it was for a 2-hour long run.
And you're in like ISO the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like 2 hours of ISO.
My calves feel amazing the next day.
Yeah.
So I'm not even kidding. So poppy. I
Yeah.
feel so good after kite surfing for a day. But yeah, I don't know. I should go kiting more probably.
There you go.
But
You heard it here
my heart
first.
rate is at like 165 average for my whole kite session.
Damn.
It's
pretty
hard
hard.
work, man.
It's hard.
It's full body because it's hard.
Yeah.
Same thing with surfing, or a little bit lower.
Nah, surfing because there's a lot of downtime.
Yeah,
So it's hard when you're paddling out
Yeah.
or surfing the wave, but then your heart rate goes back down.
Just waiting for
So
waves.
it's more like reps.
Yeah. There you go. Add in some kite surfing, and you'll run
Just
fast
don't
like
get
Sam.
dragged.
That'd make a fun Olympics like competition. Where
combo.
yeah, combo.
Yeah. I wanted to do 2. That's actually
But
low
you get,
key. Oh, that could be my biggest goal.
but you could have like, but you added the 2 times together. So say like you had to kite surf a course and then run your 1500,
Who
and the
had
2
the
times
lowest?
combined with the winner overall.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be cool.
That'd be interesting.
Damn.
That's an idea for an event, Tommy.
Commonwealth,
it's like-
Commonwealth Games.
It's like
Add a new
mixed sport,
event.
heptathlon
Yeah.
kind of style.
Yeah.
Huh.
Olympic.
Awesome. So that was the questions, and then I guess to wrap it all up, what does Sam Tanner want to be remembered for? And this doesn't have to be related to running.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have one that relates to running anyway.
Yeah. Well, I guess it is kind of in running because you're in that sport, but
Oh
Whatever.
yeah, I guess
it will be tailored to that.
there's a couple of different angles to that question, right? Like you
Mm.
could say, what do I want to be remembered for on the circuit?
Yeah.
What I want to be remembered for as a dad or a husband or a brother or a sister.
Yeah.
I'm not a sister, so
2024, bro.
Yeah.
You want that medal? I went there. I'll go anyway.
I shouldn't laugh about that. But no, yeah, you could do that if I was inclined that way, but I'm not, so I won't do that. But I more than anything want to be remembered for probably my character and the way I make people feel. If I can be like I would love a medal, but if I get a medal at the expense of everything else, like that Black Eyed Peas song, I don't want to gain the whole world and lose. Actually, that's a Bible verse as well. But I don't want to gain the whole world and lose my soul. Like I don't want to be the best in the world and then just be
Yeah.
absolute, because no money is going to make up for the friends. Like I'm not going to remember the medal when I'm 85 and then be like, well, I will, but be like, oh, I'm lonely, like
Yeah.
I'd rather have a cool family and awesome mates like you guys to call up on the weekends and go for runs with when I'm 60 and tell stories about how I almost got a medal, like,
Yeah.
and then exaggerate and be like, this one time,
I was 1.5 seconds
Yeah.
behind Jakob.
at band camp.
He had the trombone.
Yeah.
I had the cello.
Literally.
I actually boxed Jakob in the Olympics. It was good. I saw him freak out for a second too in the heat. And I was like trying to get him up. No.
It's
Somebody else
mind-blowing.
let him out. I was like, yeah, good on you.
Awesome. So there it is, Sam Tanner on the Run Spesh podcast. I guess we'll try to get Hamish in here next to make it a 3-peat.
Yeah.
give it a go.
And we'll
He's back from Lauro.
yeah, he is
Mm.
back in New Zealand.
We'll get on the must train.
Yeah.
Get Mustin to hit
We'll
him.
get him
up.
in here. So your next
Um,
special guest might be another Olympian. Who
What
knows?
Chats. I'll put him in a little software.
little software. Well, I think Puma were going to try and jack it up anyway, but
Yeah.
Puma.
they were going to try and get him in.
Ah.
Yeah, like when I was talking to the guys, that like he wants to come to a run club with you guys. I was like, yeah, but he's a high jumper. And I was like, yeah, but he can still come jogging with you.
He can-
He's actually
he can run.
fast.
It's-
Yeah.
well,
I
he'd
did
have to be,
strides with
wouldn't
him. Oh yeah, he's real
he?
fast.
And he's like twice our
yeah,
height.
oh man, you should see us running together. That was hilarious. Because I'm like the shortest dude on circuit, and he's like literally the tallest dude on
Yeah,
circuit.
yeah.
And I'm like Dash from The Incredibles,
Yeah.
and he's just like doom, doom, doom.
That would be a
I'm
good race, actually.
He
You
looks
and him
like
over 100 meters.
Stretch
Who do you
man.
reckon would win? He's pretty rapid,
He's
but
fast, man.
yeah.
I reckon you'd have it
I'd have him to
in the
60.
start. Yeah,
Oh, maybe he's pretty explosive too. I mean,
but
he has to be
block
explosive.
start.
But yeah, blocks. I think I'd get him.
Mm. Be good.
We might be
Maybe
able to
that's
tee
what we
that
could
up.
do.
Well,
can
nah,
do that.
I'd hope I get him over 60
Yes.
because I was like almost keeping up with Eddie over 40.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then
Your
Eddie would hit
acceleration
full
is-
speed, and I'd be like, "Oh, I'd hit full speed, and Eddie wouldn't be there yet." And
Yeah.
he'd just be like, "I'm not, oh, man,
It's like watching Zoe Hobbs run. It's unreal to watch.
Let's get you, Zoe.
I don't want to race Zoe."
Yeah.
I've always said a couple of years ago, I said I
Average.
would race Zoe, and then she got too fast, and now I said no.
This is the explosiveness power on the track. Kind
Yeah.
of scary to run next to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's loud.
Yeah,
You're like, oh, I don't know what you're going to.
but that is your ad break.
Drink spray with a puka.
Yeah.
No, I want to say a couple of things. One is I think we should be kinder to our elite athletes.
Yeah.
we never know the full story.
Yeah, sponsor them more.
Yeah, quite that. But I think like some of the shit going around about you guys maybe underperforming or whatever, I don't buy into it. Around that time, like yourself and Preston and stuff, maybe not quite reaching the heights you wanted to reach.
Yeah.
Like that's so shit.
Oh, I have seen some pretty sad.
We should be like, that's the time that these guys need us to get them behind them.
Yeah, running community, get behind them.
Like, don't roast them. Like, we can't, you can't control what the other competitors are doing. You can't have to control the situation you find yourself in. We never know what's going on behind the scenes, particularly when you're getting towards these bigger events and everyone's trying to pick, like, you've got 27 guys trying to win a gold medal.
Yeah.
Literally the fastest 27 men in the world are trying to win a medal.
Yeah, and they'll kill each other to do it.
Correct. And then we're like online bagging our guys.
Twitter fingers,
Tim, get a medal. You're like, you try to keep up for 100 meters.
Literally.
So I think,
or 50. Like,
so I'd like this to be a platform for like, let's do better, guys.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's do
and
better.
November's coming up too, so as dudes, we can do better.
100%. And then just thanks for the entertainment, man. I think it's been fun to watch.
We put you on every single time you're racing in the store.
Yeah, we had you up and like, you know, my daughter and we watched you racing the games. It was fun, cool. Love it. So good, man.
Bringing the Kiwi flair to the big stage.
Yeah, big.
The mono wave,
Love it.
That's actually like so many people doing that now.
I know. I thought I was kind of cool when I did it first at Nationals. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then it was like,
stuff.
I'm like, oh, everybody's doing it. It's not actually more.
Settle down.
I'm like an anti-bandwagon, eh? If people, everything, if it's a bandwagon, I'm like, nah, not cool anymore. People,
Trendsetter.
Oh, I don't know about trendsetter.
Well, you started a trend.
No, I didn't start it.
Okay.
But I jumped on it early.
Yeah.
I jumped on it early.
You brought it to track and field. I hadn't seen anyone else do it in track and field before
I
you.
guess
So, yeah, at least for the Kiwis.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Give me that credit.
All right, mate. Thank you.